Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and Wolverine, issue number 49, Sabretooth War, part 9 of 10. This is Berserker is the name of this issue. Fantastic issue. Nice calm before the storm, and you know there's going to be a heck of a storm in the next issue. Before we get to the next issue, we got to talk about this issue. Before we talk about this issue, we got to talk about who made the issue. Transition, right? Let's get talking about it. So Victor Lavelle and Benjamin Percy are the writers. Jeff Shaw on art. Alex Sinclair doing the color art. VC's Corey Petit doing letters. This comic book is fantastic. You have a version of Cypher sitting down, Douglas Ramsey, sitting down trying to have a psychological analysis, a deep dive, right? Freud style into what's bothering you, Sabretooth. What is causing all of this pain? Why are you doing these things? He tries to do a reverse psychology thing on him where he puts himself in those he puts Victor back in those memories. But now instead of Victor being the aggressor, seeing his own claws tearing into people, seeing his face get closer as his fangs rip into people, instead, he's seeing from the eyes of his victims. The very first one is Silver Fox. If you remember Wolverine Volume 2, issue number 10, I believe it was, one of the absolute best covers of any comic book ever, right? Top 10? Possibly. Like, it's right there. It was an amazing cover. Sabretooth in the red suit, whatever, top the blazer, right, with a big chunk of wood in the snow, holding down Wolverine, about to crack him. It's like, well, this is sick. This is amazing. We go into so many different modes, so many different areas of Sabretooth doing this. Of course, he had to have been in the Morlock tunnels facing off against the cornered, not New Mutants, what were those kids called? Darn it, I can't remember. Power Pack, there we go. Amazing, the imagery in here. All these different fights that he had. I don't know if they had the time when he was stalking Betsy Braddock before she became the Psylocke ninja that we know today, right? Before she became the Quainon version. Uh, this whole comic book, man, sick. Wolverine in the armor, going off to the island. Everybody's gone. He knows that the only Sabretooth left is the feathered one, but he's in the sea. Graydon Creed, I can't call him Bad Seed, guys. I tried. He calls him at one day, he's like, Bad Seed. I was just like, yeah, Khan, and I couldn't do it. Like, I can't breathe out of my nose right now. Allergies stabbing me right in the face. Right? So I've only got mouth movement right now, but like I don't know if I can express that I tried so hard with the Bad Seed name. All right, I get it, I do. I'm gonna say it's the worst part of this comic book, which that's a damn good thing, right? If somebody's name choice is the worst part of a comic book series, you've got an amazing series right here. This storyline, this 10-issue storyline, holy crap, guys! Gonna conclude the next issue. Gonna be a banger. It's gotta be. Talking about the final showdown. It ends with Wolverine going at it with Graydon Creed, Sabretooth's son, with Mystique. He's got the Muramasa blade here. He's got the claws out here. Bad Seed. Graydon is out here. He realized he wasn't going to be able to take over these Stark Sentinels. Got to figure out why that. In fact, could somebody in the comic books smarten me up? Why exactly did Stark make these Sentinels? I am genuinely curious here. So I could just fill in the blanks for me really quick. It would help me to understand things a lot. Maybe I'll even go back and reread those or read those. Okay, but for now, I'm just reading the things I like. But Sabretooth breaks free. And it's funny because the little casket that he seemed to be in, the sarcophagus that he seemed to have been in the beginning, when he first sees Douglas Ramsey come walking in, turns out it was an Iron Maiden. Look at the inside of it. It had the spikes on the inside as well as the outside. So that when you think about the ways these happen. Douglas, this is an image of him because Douglas Ramsey's actually dead at this point. Don't know how he died either. It's an artificial projection of him and his mind. It points out, yeah, I saved you down there in the when we put you in the pit of Krakoa, when the council put you in the pit of Krakoa. I'm the one who kind of cheated a little bit and gave you some space to move while you were stuck in your mind and all these things were happening. I made it a little bit easier on you. And it's funny because I didn't like it when, if you guys ever seen the Rob Zombie remake of the Halloween movies, I really liked the way the movie was going because they humanized the pain and the psychotrauma that Michael Myers was going through by showing him as a kid and beating that one guy with the stick. It kind of made him a hero in some ways, which it's a dangerous thing to do, right? It's a dangerous thing to do. And I would have figured you show the psychological break that causes him to go from someone who we're rooting for to someone that we can't root for anymore. And Rob Zombie didn't show that. Instead, the way they made him bad was he went after Machete. I forget what the actor's name. I always forget what this actor's name is, but one of his extremely famous roles is as Machete, right? Or the tortoise. In Breaking Bad, they put his head on the tortoise, and right. So Machete was the janitor in the insane asylum, and he was always nice to Michael Myers. He always tried to help him out, always gave him things, always made it easier for him. And when Michael Myers gets free, for no apparent reason, he decides to go after Machete. Machete says, Michael, I was always good to you. And you're like, well, if they're giving us a new Michael Myers, then he's going to let him go. This is going to be the one good thing that he does. But instead, he just kills him in cold blood. I think he actually chokes him to death or something like that. I only saw it once because I was so disappointed. And it's funny, that was the scene that made me say, I'm not going to like this movie. Sorry this is happening, guys. Sorry you have to be here for it, I should say. I can't do anything about it. It was the thing that made me actually dislike the movie. They could have, I think at that point, Rob Zombie should have said, this doesn't work. Test audiences, this doesn't work. There's no rhyme or reason why we should go from liking this guy to hating this guy. Instead, we went from liking this, or at least feeling sympathy for this guy, to not liking the movie. I don't think it would have been that hard for him to just stop and recognize this is wrong. I should either fix this scene or rewrite and reshoot the whole movie. And it's a hard thing to do, but there comes a point where you have to stop and say, this isn't going to work. In this particular moment, it actually did work. For Sabretooth, though. Because, see, we never saw a humanizing aspect of Sabretooth. We never saw Sabretooth realizing, oh no, there was one panel, just one, where Douglas AI says, I was hoping that by you seeing yourself in the vision, in the point of view of your victims, it would make you see how this was a bad thing. And Sabretooth kind of goes for a second like that. You get one very small panel, that's it. And then this same exact size panel right next to it, him laughing about it. Him saying, you think this is going to make me feel bad about what I did? Make me start to consider the things I did? You're only able to grab memories that I've held on to, not deep recessed ones. You're saying that I used to be a hero? But I only held on to these memories because they brought me joy. Killing people the way that I kill people, hunting people, victimizing people, the way that I hunt and victimize people. It was sick. when you notice that he was growing taller, he was growing more massive while he did it, he actually found power in those memories. It explains why he was able to survive in that pit. Because those memories, the only things that he kept about him were those memories of those hunts, of those kills. And that's what kept him sane. If sanity is simply remembering who you are, Sabretooth is the most sane out of us all. I loved that you could turn a 10-part series of Sabretooth murdering people hand over claw, fang over claw, and you suddenly put a psychological aspect into an entire issue, and it works so damned well. Gotta read me some more of Victor Lavelle. Oh man, this is amazing. Can't wait for the next issue, my peeps. I'll see you then. Or, other videos that I'm doing. Also doing a Conan role-playing game system with people. So check that out every Friday around like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Like the video, watch the ad. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed while I blow my nose.